Today we're announcing some relatively simple changes to the Healthy Washington Roadmap to Recovery plan.
Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, a big announcement from Governor Inslee that could help businesses in our area reopen a little sooner.
Plus, a disturbing investigation is underway in Adams County after dead bodies were found in an abandoned vehicle.
And as we look ahead into your weekend, we have some more rain chances that'll start to filter in. I love the details in your forecast. It's coming up.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning, Northwest, and thanks for joining us on this Friday. Happy Friday, you guys. We made it.
Yes, we did.
We only have, what, 2-3 days left of January?
Yeah, last day is officially, I think, on Sunday. And we're going to see what I like to say is those longer days. We're going to see that sunset after 5 o'clock, so that will be nice. But out the door this morning, it is another frigid start, and we have a few showers that we're even tracking that are popping up early this morning on Skywatch radar. Could be a little bit of a wintry mix at times because of these temperatures, right, either at or below that freezing mark. So you can see one lone shower just to the west of Hermiston, one around Grandview and Sunnyside this morning heading up to our north, and even a few sprinkles and showers around Walla Walla and down into Pendleton. So we'll continue to keep this unsettled weather with us, but I think the majority of the daytime hours today, we will see a mixture of some sunshine and clouds. But 32 right now, Tri-Cities 34 in Walla Walla, 27 in Yakima. We'll start off early this morning with some more clouds and a little bit of some fog, especially there back through the eastern slopes. So as we take a look ahead to your forecast, mostly cloudy this morning, turning partly sunny this afternoon with that high of 45. As we look ahead into your weekend, timing out some of those rain chances, mild temperatures as well. Your full forecast, it's coming up.
Thank you, Kristen. Well, breaking news overnight. Deputies were checking out a suspicious vehicle in Adams County yesterday when they discovered a dead body inside and human remains in the vehicle's trunk. The discovery was made in the 2200 block of Charlotte Road near Othello. At first, deputies found one body inside, but during the search, they found remains of at least one other person in the trunk. According to a press release, the bodies haven't been identified because of their condition. An update from Othello police early this morning said they have arrested a suspect, 28-year-old Mauricio Navagarbe of Othello. He was booked into jail for murder. Yakima police are investigating a deadly shooting at a home just a few blocks from Nob Hill Elementary School. Investigators say an 18-year-old called 911 and turned himself in Wednesday night. He said that he'd shot and killed his stepfather. The 18-year-old is now in jail. Police haven't yet shared their identities or a motive. Governor Jay Inslee announced 2 regions will be allowed to move ahead in the reopening process. He also loosened the rules for reopening a little bit. Inslee says Washington can afford that change because we're finally starting to see some progress.
Overall, our case trends are declining and our hospital capacity is easing. This is good news. More than 500,000 Washingtonians have now had their first dose of the vaccine. This is good news. So we are comfortable making these changes and allowing some further reopening as these metrics suggest.
As you can see, our region is not on the list to move into phase 2, and it's going to be at least 2 weeks before the numbers update. Inslee did say moving forward, a region will now have to meet only 3 out of these 4 metrics in order to advance to the next stage of reopening. Those metrics include things like increased hospital space and, of course, lower case numbers.
The Benton Franklin Health District says COVID cases are going down in our area. Just over 100 new cases were confirmed in their latest report. And the district is confident the downward trend will continue as more people get the vaccine. However, the mass vaccination site at the Benton County Fairgrounds is having some trouble. They can't book more appointments until the state confirms the number of vaccine doses headed to the site. Another problem officials are addressing is making sure only people living or working in Washington get the shot.
So we are screening people. The people that are doing the screening in line are assuring that we're vaccinating only people that live or work in Washington.
Once the number of new vaccines allocated to our area is confirmed, people will be able to make an appointment for next week. More information can be found on our website, yaktrinews.com. When it's your turn to get the vaccine, most people are able to sign up online and go get the shot. But for people in assisted and independent living facilities, it's not so easy. Solstice Senior Living Center in Kennewick is one of those independent living facilities. They signed up for the CDC's pharmacy partnership for long-term care program last fall, planning to have somebody from a pharmacy come and vaccinate their residents without anybody having to leave the property. But now the facility says no one from the pharmacy will be coming, and they're not getting answers.
Disheartening to find out that not necessarily that we have been missed, but that now it's available to the public if they're able to go stand in line or wait in line for hours, that people can receive them, but we can't get people to come to our community where our residents don't have to leave the safety.
The facility is being forced to consider other vaccination options, even reaching out to the local National Guard for COVID-19 resources. The State Department of Health's COVID-19 long-term care report says more than half the coronavirus deaths in Washington are likely tied to a long-term care facility in some way. And of course, that's one reason Washington has put seniors at the front of the line for coronavirus vaccines.
At 5:06, let's take a quick break here on Good Morning Northwest. But before we do, let's take a live look outside this morning.
Yeah, we're looking at a pretty quiet start in some locations early this morning. But as we look ahead into your weekend, tracking several shower chances that'll be moving in. More details, that full forecast. It's coming up.
Plus, how far would you go to get a dose of the coronavirus vaccine? We're hearing the outrage over one Canadian couple accused of traveling halfway across the country to get their doses. Welcome back as the clock turns to 5:10. Local health officials are tightening restrictions on who can make an appointment for the coronavirus vaccine after reports that people were crossing state borders to get to the front of the line. Now, this has started to become a problem, and not just here in the United States. Authorities in Canada say a casino CEO and his wife flew from Vancouver to a teeny community in the Yukon, more than 2,000 miles away, so that they could get their first doses of the coronavirus vaccine. And it's definitely causing a lot of backlash.
There's a lot of outrage here still that people would selfishly come to the Yukon and put our communities at risk.
I'm disgusted. I understand these people are wealthy, and I won't tell them what to do with their money, but perhaps reparations are due of some level.
Health officials have fined the couple more than $1,000 each for traveling across Canada without following self-isolation rules. And that brings us to our poll question of the day. Should people be allowed to cross state borders in order to get the vaccine? Let us know what you think. Head over now to yaktrinews.com/vote, and we'll be sharing those results at the end of the show. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, yet another dangerous mutated form of coronavirus has now been confirmed in the United States. Welcome back, everyone. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is accusing Senator Ted Cruz of trying to have her killed. It started when the Texas Republican tweeted in agreement with the New York Democrat. Ocasio-Cortez was calling for an investigation into the trading app Robinhood after it restricted certain trading amid the Wall Street chaos. In response to Cruz's agreement, she tweeted that she wouldn't work with him because he tried to have her murdered 3 weeks ago. Ocasio-Cortez is referring to the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol when President Trump's supporters attempted to stop Congress from certifying the election results. The acting Capitol Police Chief wants permanent fencing put up around the Capitol. The demand comes 3 weeks after hundreds of people stormed the building. 5 people, including a Capitol Police officer, died during the chaos. Earlier this week, acting Capitol Police Chief Yogananda Pittman acknowledged the department should have been more prepared for the attack. Now, multiple agencies are reviewing the evidence of January 6th and assessing the security of the building. Pittman is also calling for backup security forces to always be in close proximity to the Capitol. The first U.S. case of a more contagious coronavirus strain, first seen in South Africa, has now been found in South Carolina. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention confirmed one case of the strain on Wednesday, and another case was identified by the state's public health lab since then. The variant has raised concerns over being more transmissible than other strains of the virus. It also potentially evades some immunity offered by antibodies. The CDC said there's no evidence the strain is more severe, though, and experts say they believe current vaccines will still be effective against the new variants. Experts now believe new variations of the coronavirus may cause thousands of more deaths, though, in the United States. The Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation at the University of Washington released its forecast yesterday. Its model predicts 85,000 more people could die by May 1st due to those new variants emerging around the country. The mutations were first discovered in Britain and South Africa. Health experts say the new virus variations are likely to speed up the spread of the virus across the country. More than 26 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines have been administered in the U.S. That's according to data published yesterday by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. About 1.2 million doses have been distributed since President Biden took office a little over a week ago, and nearly 21.7 million people have now received at least one dose. 4.3 million have been fully vaccinated with both doses. Novavax is releasing new details about their vaccine's phase 3 trials. The company found its vaccine has a nearly 86% efficacy against the UK variant of the virus and nearly 96% efficacy against the original strain. The company also announced its phase 2B study in South Africa showed 60% efficacy, evidence they say that it will protect against that variant. Their trials involved more than 20,000 participants.
Now, KapKView First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Kristen Walls.
Well, happy Friday, everybody. Finally made it to the end of the work weekend. We are going to look towards maybe a few showers popping up from time to time over the upcoming weekend. We could have a few showers sneaking in here throughout your day on Saturday. A lot more cloud cover as well. I think a better chance for some soggy weather on Sunday. And by Saturday night into Sunday morning, this is when we could see those winds picking up just a little bit. We're talking some wind gusts as high as about 25 miles per hour. But this system's going to usher in some pretty mild temperatures for the weekend as well. Numbers jumping about 5 to 10 degrees above average throughout the upcoming weekend. So there, the temperatures going up. 52 Saturday, 54 degrees on Sunday, which is 10 degrees above average. And we'll keep numbers in the low 50s for that first day of February, and then those upper 40s Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. A little bit more sunshine will be returning by the middle of next week. Now, out the door this morning, we have a few showers that are popping up here on Skywatch radar. One shower, maybe a wintry mix here around Sunnyside and Grandview this morning. Higher chances for some rain showers early this morning along the foothills of the Blues. You can see Walla Walla dodging some light rain showers this morning down into Milton Freewater, and also for Athena this morning. So I think the best chance for some rain showers will be this morning, cloudy skies, and then we'll have a lot more sunshine moving in. The reason for this is low pressure system further to our south. But as we get you through the weekend, you can see our chances for some rain showers going up Saturday and Sunday. You can see the clouds clearing out this afternoon with some sunshine around the area for us. Again, temperatures today will be in the low to mid 40s. Now, for your Saturday, overnight tonight into Saturday morning, we could have a few more showers. I think overall for your Saturday, we'll have more cloud cover around the area. Notice by Saturday afternoon, dodging a few more rain showers. Now, as we head throughout the overnight hours Saturday into Sunday, that's when those winds will pick up. A soggy start out the door for your Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Looking at those rain showers coming down, and we'll continue to have some of these on and off rain showers throughout your day on Sunday. Now, temperatures out the door this morning, we are at 32 in the Tri-Cities, 34 in Walla Walla. So certainly some of those showers that are popping up around Walla Walla, very chilly this morning. 33 in Prosser, and then down to 27 in Yakima. And a little bit of some fog has popped up once again for the Yakima Valley into the eastern slopes of the Cascades. So as we get you over to where those visibilities are, Ellensburg and Cle Elum, you're less than about a half mile this morning. So temperatures for later today, 43 in Yakima with 44 degrees in Toppenish, 42 in Ellensburg with mid-40s Tri-Cities, 42 degrees in Connell, and then 43 for Walla Walla and Pendleton. Now, overnight tonight, we could have just a few showers out there. Otherwise, some patchy fog possible, upper 20s and low 30s. There's your 7-day. We'll keep things a little bit unsettled over the weekend, low 50s, and then drying out Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Temperatures will be back down into the upper 40s. And your 7-day forecast for Yakima, few showers Saturday, better rain chances there Sunday into Monday. Monday up to 48, back to some sun there Tuesday and a high of 46. We'll be right back with much more after the break.
Welcome back. In travel news, one of American Airlines' largest regional carriers has been temporarily grounded by the Federal Aviation Administration. PSA Airlines says there was an inspection issue with its fleet of jets. The problem caused more than 100 American Airlines flights to be canceled. American is scrambling to get the passengers on new flights. PSA operates flights to about 90 domestic airports, and there's no word on how long the planes could be grounded for. Southwest Airlines has posted its first annual loss in nearly half a century. The last time Southwest reported a loss was about 48 years ago in 1972, when it was a small startup flying Texas-only routes. For decades thereafter, the company reported consecutive profitable years while its largest rivals flew in and out of bankruptcy amid ups and downs in the industry. But Southwest's gliding path in the green came to an end yesterday. The carrier reported it lost a record $3.5 billion in 2020. Southwest isn't alone, of course. Major airlines across the globe have been reporting losses due to the coronavirus pandemic. And check this out at 5:25. People have been visiting more parks during the pandemic, and that appears to also be true at Yellowstone. The home of Old Faithful's visitor data from 2020 shows 3.8 million visitors for the year. That's actually down 5% from 2019, but when you consider the entire park was closed from March 24th through May 18th, it's not so bad. In fact, one could deduce visitation is actually up if being closed for 15% of the year only resulted in a 5% drop. The park broke records in September and October with more visitors than ever before. You know, I haven't been to Yellowstone. I'm more than excited to go someday, but I have been to a few state parks here. Have you gotten the chance to, Neil?
I have. I did. A few years ago, I went with, we took a little guys trip out there, my grandpa, my dad, and a few cousins. Beautiful place, and that's why so many people go there.
Well, we live in a great state for getting out to those parks, so maybe this weekend could be a good chance.
There you go.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Washington Senate is a step closer to approving an open carry ban at the state capitol and at rallies.
We're talking about a surprise form that could show you've been targeted by unemployment scammers.
And we could be seeing rain chances going up as we head into the upcoming weekend. More details on that full forecast coming up during the 5:30 half hour.
Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, President Biden is reopening enrollment for Obamacare as part of a series of executive actions on health care.
Plus, Washington Senate is a step closer to approving an open carry ban at the state capitol and at rallies.
And we could be looking at more wet weather ahead for your upcoming weekend. More details, your full forecast is coming up.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning, Northwest, and thanks for joining us on this last Friday of January. Kristen, what can we expect as we head into the weekend?
Yeah, not too bad out there today. Now, there are a few rain showers that have been popping up, mainly along the foothills of the Blues early this morning. Shouldn't last long. A lot more sun back in the forecast today. So let's get you started first at live look. This is from Richland's Columbia Point. Pretty dry in the Tri-Cities, but as we get you over to Skywatch radar, as I mentioned, some of that activity that has been popping up along the foothills of the Blues early this morning, there from Walla Walla down into Pendleton. And some of that could be a wintry mix at times. We had one small batch there around Sunnyside and Grandview heading up to the north. Temperatures right now 31 Tri-Cities, 34 in Walla Walla, and down into the upper 20s for Yakima. So that's one of our colder spots this morning. A little bit of some fog has developed around Ellensburg and Cle Elum, so watch out for some icy spots since some of that could be some freezing fog. So as you give you a look ahead to your forecast for today, we will have that partly sunny sky peeking through this afternoon. So it will be nice to have some more sunshine back and a high of 45. Looking ahead to the weekend, those rain chances will be returning. Your full forecast, it's all coming up.
Thank you, Kristen. Well, healthcare is at the forefront for the Biden administration. President Biden signing a round of executive actions. The actions in part reopen enrollment on the Affordable Care Act, allowing more uninsured Americans to apply for Obamacare.
Of all times that we need to reinstate access to, affordability of, and extent of access to Medicaid is now in the middle of this COVID crisis.
The president also signed a presidential memorandum reversing the Trump policy of restricting tax money for abortion clinics, both in the U.S. and abroad. The city of Bellingham moved in to clean up a homeless camp at City Hall. This is in Whatcom County. Officials say the camp has been there since mid-November, and the city does have beds available in shelters, which is key. The Supreme Court has ruled that you can't legally ban someone from sleeping in public unless you can offer them somewhere else to go. A Senate committee has passed a measure that could ban the open carry of guns and other weapons on the Capitol campus or near any permitted public demonstration across the state. The measure passed the Senate Law and Justice Committee on a 5-4 party line vote and now heads to the Senate Rules Committee, the last stop before it's up for a vote by the full Senate. The bill would prohibit people from carrying weapons either on their person or in their vehicle while attending a permitted demonstration at a public place or while being within 250 feet of a permitted demonstration. It would also prohibit openly carried weapons in the state capitol or on the Capitol's grounds.
The Washington Senate has passed an unemployment insurance bill to help workers and businesses affected by the coronavirus pandemic. The bill would increase the minimum weekly benefit for unemployed workers starting in July and would prevent a dramatic increase in unemployment taxes paid by businesses. Under the bill, workers who make between $21,000 and $27,000 would receive a large share of their weekly wages and benefits. In addition, the state's businesses would see relief from unemployment taxes, including reduction in bills due in April. National unemployment numbers are still extremely high, although they have gone down slightly from last week. President Biden is taking steps toward getting people back to work, but experts say the economy can't fully recover until COVID-19 is under control. Now, if you got unemployment benefits last year, you're going to get a Form 1099 from the government with your information you need to file your taxes. If you got Form 1099 and you didn't file for unemployment last year, well, that's a sign somebody stole your identity. Washington State lost hundreds of millions of dollars to scammers last spring when unemployment offices were racing to get benefits out as fast as possible. They've gotten more than half of that money back, but that won't necessarily help if scammers used your name and information as part of their crime spree. If you do get Form 1099 and you didn't file for unemployment, you don't have to pay the extra tax bill, but you will have to get it straightened out with the government, so do not ignore it. And if that wasn't complicated enough, starting this year, there's a different Form 1099 for freelance and gig workers. It's called Form 1099 NEC. That stands for non-employee compensation. You'll get one if you made more than $600 in the gig economy, like driving for Uber or Lyft, delivering for DoorDash or Instacart, that kind of thing. You should get that form by the end of the month.
Switching gears here at 6:34. Get ready to give your brain a little workout. It's National Puzzle Day today. So take your pick. Jigsaw, crossword, trivia, word searches, brain teasers, Sudoku. There's a lot of options to help improve your memory, cognitive function, vocabulary, as well as problem-solving skills. You can mark the day by doing a puzzle or challenge yourself with a type of puzzle you've never tried before. You can post a photo of your completed puzzle to social media with the hashtag National Puzzle Day. I have never been very good at puzzles myself, I think because I'm a little impatient.
I think Sudoku is the hardest one of them all by far.
That one's pretty
anything
tough.
with numbers like that.
You know who's really good though is my mom. So hey mom, it's puzzle day today.
There you go.
Let's take a quick break here in Good Morning Northwest, but first, let's take that live look outside.
And wet weather will be increasing as we head into the upcoming weekend. Stick around for that full forecast that's coming up.
Welcome back. Starbucks is looking to beef up their drive-through service. Company executives talked about their plans during an earnings call earlier this week. The company's COO called drive-through locations their most productive model right now. That's due in part to the pandemic limiting indoor capacity at their shops. Starbucks now expects to increase the number of drive-through locations they have in parts of the country this year. It didn't give exact details or numbers during the call, but the COO stated that it will also make tech improvements at those locations. With digital sales soaring, Chipotle is testing curbside pickup at 29 locations in California. It gives customers a way to get their burritos without having to go inside. Customers who order through the app will see a curbside pickup option. Once the order is confirmed, they're told to go to the restaurant, park as close as they can, and click "I'm here" in the app. A worker brings the order out to the car, and customers can enter their model. The company says if it goes well, it could start rolling out the service in other areas in a matter of weeks. Toyota has overtaken Volkswagen as the world's best-selling automaker. Toyota sold 9.5 million vehicles around the world in 2020, and that's compared to about 9.3 million vehicles delivered last year by Volkswagen. While the rise to the top is good news for Toyota, it doesn't mean it's out of the woods. Over the last year, the pandemic wiped out sales and disrupted supply chains across the auto industry. Toyota deliveries fell more than 11% in 2020 compared to the previous year, while Volkswagen suffered a slide of more than 15%. Car makers are now facing a critical shortage of semiconductors, which threatens to slow production once again. General Motors plans to be carbon neutral within the next 2 decades. The automaker made the announcement after President Biden signed a flurry of executive orders this week aimed at tackling climate change. GM said it will focus on offering zero-emission vehicles by 2035. The company's $27 billion plan is to transition to battery electric vehicles or other zero-emission technologies by sourcing renewable energy. GM said it will offer 30 electric vehicles and aims to have 40% of all U.S. models run on battery by the end of 2035. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, why two political powerhouses are going after each other on Twitter, even after finally agreeing on something.
Now, Cap KVU First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Kristen Walls.
Happy Friday, everybody. As we look ahead into your weekend, I continue to chat about the chance for some rain showers and the wet weather going up. Today, even this morning, a few showers for some locations, even a slight chance for a wintry mix mixing in with some light freezing rain for some spots. And I'll show you that here with Skywatch radar. A few showers on Saturday, but then those higher rain chances building in by Sunday and Monday. Now, as we get some of the wet weather in here, that'll be accompanied by some fairly mild temperatures, about 10 degrees above average as we end January and start February. We're looking at the warmest temperature here on Sunday at 54. First day of the month of February, 52 degrees. Rain chances will continue. And then the sun will be back Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and we'll have those numbers in the upper 40s. So just a little bit colder. Now, as you can see, some unsettled weather that is popping up here on Skywatch radar. Closer look here on the Tri-Cities. Slight chance for maybe a little bit of some freezing drizzle at times. You can see some of that light pink popping up around Richland and Kennewick early this morning. This will last next 20 to 30 minutes, so not too long. And then some chilly rain showers from Walla Walla and down into Milton Freewater. Best chance for some wet weather first half of the day today. And that's because of this low pressure system. Highest chances for some wet weather centered around that low. But then again, that's going to be heading off to our east throughout your morning. We'll see that slow clearing and some sunshine back with us later in the day today. So let's get you over to Futurecast as we time out your Friday. Again, clearing out, some sun, low to mid 40s for today. And then the clouds will start to fill back in. Rain chances will be going up. Just maybe a stray shower or two out the door for your Saturday morning. And then a few more showers expected for your Saturday afternoon. And we're going to continue to hang on to the chance for some spotty rain showers on Sunday as well. There's a look at 9 a.m. Sunday morning. And then even as we take you throughout your afternoon, cloud cover will continue. A few showers still will be expected here in this forecast. Temperatures, though, out the door this morning, low 30s from Connell into the Tri-Cities with 34 in Walla Walla, 34 degrees in Prosser, and then some upper 20s over into Yakima. And we are looking at a little bit of some fog and freezing fog as well along the eastern slopes. As you'll see here for Ellensburg and Cle Elum, your visibilities are reduced at times to a half mile down to about 9 in Walla Walla and then 4 miles for Pendleton. So highs out there for this afternoon. Again, some of that sun returning. 42 in Ellensburg with 43 degrees in Yakima. Tri-Cities today at 45, mid 40s for Hanford into Hermiston. And then for Dayton, 40 degrees, 43 Walla Walla and also for Pendleton. So as we take you throughout the night tonight, just a few showers, maybe a little bit of some patchy fog, those numbers down into the upper 20s and low 30s. So there's your 7-day unsettled weather throughout your weekend. Breezy day as well on Sunday. So we're expecting those winds to pick up just a bit. Some of our gusts on Sunday up to 25, even on Monday, a few more rain showers ahead. And then back to some sunshine Tuesday, Wednesday, a little bit colder in the upper 40s. And then that 7-day forecast for Yakima, also looking at those on and off rain showers over the weekend. Mid-40s on Sunday, a few more rain showers even on Monday with a high of 48.
Thank you, Kristen. News from Capitol Hill. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is accusing Senator Ted Cruz of trying to have her killed. It started when the Texas Republican tweeted an agreement with the New York Democrat. Ocasio-Cortez was calling for an investigation into the trading app Robinhood after it restricted certain trading amid the Wall Street chaos. In response to Cruz's agreement, she tweeted that she wouldn't work with him because he tried to have her murdered 3 weeks ago. Ocasio-Cortez is referring to the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol when President Trump's supporters attempted to stop Congress from certifying the election results. The acting Capitol Police Chief wants permanent fencing put up around the Capitol. The demand comes 3 weeks after hundreds of people stormed the building. 5 people, including a Capitol police officer, died during the chaos. Earlier this week, acting Capitol Police Chief Yogananda Pittman acknowledged the department should have been more prepared for the attack. Now, multiple agencies are reviewing the events of January 6th and addressing the security of the building. Pittman is also calling for backup security forces to always be in close proximity to the Capitol. Coming up now to the chaos on Wall Street caused by amateur investors taking on hedge fund billionaires. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis has the details in today's GMA First Look.
Now, the morning sprint.
Deputies were checking out a suspicious vehicle in Adams County yesterday when they discovered a dead body inside and human remains in the vehicle's trunk. The discovery was made in the 2200 block of Charlotte Road near Othello. At first, deputies found one body inside, but during a search, they found remains of at least one other person, they say, in the trunk. According to a press release, the bodies haven't been identified because of their condition. An update from Othello police early this morning said they have arrested a suspect, 28-year-old Mauricio Navagarbe of Othello. He was booked into jail for murder. Yakima police are investigating a deadly shooting at a home just a few blocks from Nob Hill Elementary School. Investigators say an 18-year-old called 911 and turned himself in Wednesday night after he said he'd shot and killed his stepfather. The 18-year-old is now in jail. Police haven't yet shared their identities or a motive. Governor Inslee has announced 2 regions will be allowed to move ahead in the reopening process. He also loosened the rules for reopening a bit. Inslee says Washington can afford the changes because we're finally starting to see some progress.
Overall, our case trends are declining and our hospital capacity is easing. This is good news. More than 500,000 Washingtonians have now had their first dose of the vaccine. This is good news. So we are comfortable making these changes and allowing some further reopening as these metrics suggest.
As you can see, our region is not on the list to move into phase 2 in this round, and it's going to be at least another 2 weeks before the numbers update. But Inslee says moving forward, a region will now have to only meet 3 out of these 4 metrics in order to advance to the next stage of reopening. The metrics include increased hospital space and, of course, lower case numbers. The Benton Franklin Health District says COVID cases are going down in our area. Just over 100 new cases were confirmed in their latest report, and the district is confident the downward trend will continue as more people get the vaccine. However, the mass vaccination site at the Benton County Fairgrounds is having some trouble. They can't book more appointments until the state confirms the number of vaccine doses that they're going to get. Another problem officials are addressing is making sure only people living or working in Washington get the shot.
So we are screening people. The people that are doing the screening in line are assuring that we're vaccinating only people that live or work in Washington.
Now, once the number of new vaccines allocated to our area is confirmed, people will be able to make an appointment for next week. More information can be found on our website, yaktrinews.com. When it's your turn to get the vaccine, most people are able to sign up online and go get the shot. But for people in assisted living facilities, it's not as easy. Solstice Senior Living in Kennewick is one of those facilities. They signed up for the CDC's Pharmacy Partnership for Long-Term Care programs last fall, expecting to have somebody from a pharmacy come and vaccinate their residents. But now the facility says no one from a pharmacy will be coming, and they're not getting any answers.
Disheartening to find out that not necessarily that we have been missed, but that now it's available to the public if they're able to go stand in line or wait in line for hours, that some people can receive them, but we can't get people to come to our community where our residents don't have to leave the safety.
The State Department of Health's COVID-19 long-term care report says more than half the coronavirus deaths in Washington are tied to long-term care facilities. Getting you now to the results of our poll question of the day. Should people be allowed to cross state borders in order to get the vaccine? Now, 40% said yes and 60% voted no. Thanks for voting. A Senate committee has approved a measure that could ban the open carry of guns and other weapons on the Capitol campus or near any permitted public demonstration across the state. The measure now heads to the Senate Rules Committee, the last stop before it's up for a vote by the full Senate. The bill would prohibit people from carrying weapons either on their person or in their vehicle while attending a permitted demonstration at a public place or while being within 250 feet of a permitted demonstration. It would also prohibit openly carried weapons in the state capitol or on the state capitol's grounds. And the Washington House has approved a bill that would waive some graduation requirements for students during a state of emergency. The measure is an effort to help some students who've struggled during the last year of online learning due to the pandemic. It now heads to the Senate for consideration. The bill is a more permanent extension of a measure passed last session, which allowed school districts to provide temporary waivers for students in the class of 2020 who were on track to graduate before the pandemic disrupted their learning.
And on this Friday morning, we're looking at a few showers, slight chance for a wintry mix for some spots. But as we give you that live look right now, Yakima area, you're off to a dry start. Now, there has been a little bit of some fog developing along the eastern slopes. So just be cautious of maybe some slick spots, especially around Cle Elum and Ellensburg this morning. But there's some of the light returns that we're seeing popping up. Slight chance, maybe even some light freezing rain around the Tri-Cities in the next half an hour or so. And then you can see some of those chilly showers that are popping up from Walla Walla, Milton Freewater, and down into Pendleton very early on. Now, this won't last long. Low pressure system that you see to our south, that's going to continue to head off to our east. We'll see a slow clearing. So by late morning into the afternoon hours, we will see some sunshine back across the area for today as those numbers climb back into the 40s. So there's a look with Futurecast, the clearing that is expected. Now, the clouds will fill back in overnight, and we'll have more clouds than some sunshine on Saturday, dodging a few rain showers from time to time, but a higher rain chance starting to move in on Sunday. There's Sunday morning. Winds will start to pick up as well. We're talking maybe some wind gusts on Sunday up to 25. But this will all be accompanied by some fairly mild temperatures over the weekend, with those highs in the low 50s Saturday and also for our day on Sunday. Temperatures, though, out the door this morning. We're starting off at the freezing mark in the Tri-Cities, mid-30s there in Walla Walla, and then some upper 20s around Cle Elum, even for Yakima this morning. So as you give you a look at what we can expect this afternoon, 43 for Yakima, mid-40s there in the Tri-Cities, low 40s along the foothills, and enjoying some of that afternoon sunshine. So your 7-day rain showers on and off throughout your weekend, 54 on Sunday. First day of February there on Monday, more rain showers, and then clearing out, a lot more sun Wednesday, up to about 48 degrees. And then that 7-day forecast for Yakima, also looking at those rain chances with us this weekend, especially on Sunday, and a high of 45.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Kristen, and thanks for waking up with us, everyone. Have a great weekend.